Have you ever considered that improper vegetable storage could subtly undermine your health, especially once you pass the age of 60? Many older adults meticulously monitor their diets, striving to support heart health, reduce joint inflammation, and maintain mental clarity. However, few realize the significant impact that vegetable storage methods have on these very processes. Research indicates that the human immune system gradually weakens with age. Consequently, seniors become more susceptible to foodborne illnesses and face an increased risk of vital nutrient deficiencies. Surprisingly, some vegetables almost completely lose their valuable properties when stored in the refrigerator. Conversely, others can become breeding grounds for dangerous bacteria if left at room temperature. Below, we will delve into 3 types of vegetables that should absolutely not be refrigerated, and 3 that require refrigeration to help maintain your health, vitality, and quality of life. Vegetables not to refrigerate. 1. Garlic. For centuries, garlic has been prized not only for its unique flavor, but also for its remarkable medicinal qualities. A single clove can enhance a soup, form the base for a stir-fry, or be eaten raw, offering undeniable benefits for the heart. For many older adults, garlic is an indispensable part of their daily cooking ritual. Yet, few realize that garlic loses its effectiveness if simply placed in the refrigerator. Garlic is naturally a robust, dry root vegetable. Its natural purpose is to be stored in a cool, dry, well-ventilated place, such as a woven basket on a kitchen counter, away from direct sunlight. Placing garlic in the refrigerator, especially unpeeled, destroys its natural protection. The cold and excessive humidity accelerate its sprouting. While it may appear usable externally, far more troubling transformations occur internally. Allicin, the very compound that gives garlic its potent anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties, breaks down. Its ability to lower cholesterol and boost immunity is irrevocably lost during the sprouting process. What once served as a natural remedy for the aging body becomes less potent, acquires a bitter taste, and is harder to digest. Flavor deteriorates, and texture changes. Most regrettably, the consumer is deprived of the expected benefits: reduced inflammation and aching joints, improved circulation, and cardiovascular protection. There's another, more serious danger. Many home cooks, for convenience, store minced garlic submerged in oil. If such a mixture is kept cold without sufficient acidity or preservatives, it becomes an ideal environment for the proliferation of Clostridium botulinum bacteria, which can cause paralysis and even death. Older adults with weakened immune systems are particularly vulnerable to this threat, and this is the price paid for simply mishandling such an effective product. Safety and health silently slip away. A product used daily loses its power. When garlic loses effectiveness, it's not just about taste. It loses its natural ability to support body systems that naturally weaken with age. This is a significant loss, a missed opportunity with every meal. The good news is that its potency can be restored. Respecting its nature, store whole garlic heads in an open basket or mesh bag, away from direct sunlight and excessive moisture. Allow it to remain dry and breathe, and it will retain its beneficial properties and remain safe for consumption. 2. Sweet potatoes. For many older adults, sweet potatoes are more than just a root vegetable. They symbolize warmth, home comfort, and wholesome nutrition. This vegetable is rich in fiber, potassium, and slow-digesting carbohydrates, which help control blood sugar levels, support healthy digestion, and provide gentle, sustained energy, especially valuable for all seniors. However, few are aware that storing sweet potatoes in the refrigerator can gradually diminish their beneficial properties, turning this seemingly healthy food into a hidden threat. At first glance, the refrigerator seems like an absolutely safe and reliable storage place. The cold environment, with its low temperatures and strict control, can create the illusion that food will last longer, but sweet potatoes are not at all suited for such intense cold. At low temperatures, the internal chemistry of this root vegetable undergoes significant changes. Beneficial complex carbohydrates, responsible for regulating energy balance and maintaining heart health, begin to transform into simple sugars. Subsequently, when cooked at high heat, such as during frying or baking, these simple sugars react to form acrylamide, a substance linked in many scientific studies to an increased risk of cancer. Thus, what was once perceived as a healthy and healing food can suddenly become a health threat, especially with age, when the body becomes more sensitive to external influences. Cold also breaks down the sweet potato cell walls, leading to an unusual rough texture and darkening of the inner flesh, a clear sign of oxidation and loss of valuable nutrients. The bright orange flesh, abundant in beta-carotene, so vital for eye health, begins to fade and lose its nutritional properties, such as the cost of refrigerating sweet potatoes, a loss of beneficial qualities, tenderness, and integrity. Food that could help control blood sugar, soothe the digestive system, and provide long-term energy loses its value, and, at times, even becomes potentially dangerous. Often, these negative changes go unnoticed until it's too late. The purpose of these warnings is not to frighten, but to restore due respect for the foods that sustain our lives. Instead of a cold and humid refrigerator, sweet potatoes should be stored in a cool, dark, and dry place, such as a pantry or cupboard. When stored correctly, they will remain firm, delicious, and full of all the necessary nutrients so important for the aging body. 3. Onions. Our culinary traditions hold a special wisdom, evident in how we handle natural ingredients and in the daily habits developed over many years. Onions are one such indispensable component, always ready to add flavor and depth to any dish for many older adults. But what if the common practice of refrigerating onions is subtly undermining your health, even though it seems perfectly harmless at first glance? After you've peeled and used only half an onion, it's often placed in the refrigerator, or the entire supply of onions goes into the vegetable drawer, hoping the cold will extend its shelf life. However, onions are naturally protected by their papery skin from light and moisture when stored in a dry place. The refrigerator, on the other hand, presents the exact opposite environment: cold, excessive humidity, and an enclosed space. As a result, the onion's sharp, characteristic flavor turns sour or rancid. The texture softens, layers begin to separate, and the onion actively absorbs moisture from the air. But the problem isn't limited to taste. If onions remain in such conditions, the excess humidity creates an ideal environment for the active growth of bacteria and mold. While a younger body might cope with minor spoilage, an older person's immune system should not be subjected to such a risk. Another factor many don't consider is odor transfer. When chilled, onions release sulfuric compounds that easily permeate nearby stored foods. Fruits, butter, and even leftover cooked dishes can acquire an unpleasant onion smell. For older adults with dulled taste or smell, this circumstance complicates and spoils the enjoyment of food, depriving them of one of life's simple pleasures. It's not just about spoiled food. Improperly stored onions lose their powerful anti-inflammatory properties, such as quercetin, which is crucial for maintaining brain function, improving circulation, and protecting joints. Simply put, a vegetable that should gradually improve your quality of life as you age now provides fewer benefits or can even cause harm. The solution to this problem is simple and has long been known to our ancestors. Onions should be stored on an open shelf or in a woven basket in a dry, dark, and well-ventilated place. Allow them to breathe and remain whole, and they will continue to protect your body, bringing benefits with every dish. Vegetables that must be refrigerated. Now, let's turn our attention to those vegetables that, conversely, absolutely require cold storage to prevent rapid spoilage, nutrient loss, and to avert a gradual, sometimes unforeseen, threat to your health. 1. Leafy greens. Leafy vegetables like lettuce, water spinach, or morena are particularly popular among older adults. They are nutrient-rich, light, and easy to prepare, helping to strengthen the body from within. A few lettuce leaves in a sandwich, a water spinach salad for lunch, or a spoonful of morena leaves with fried rice and egg. These vegetables offer far more than just beauty on a plate. They actively protect the heart, brain, and bones. However, despite all their benefits, Leafy greens are extremely fragile and spoil quickly if handled improperly. Almost immediately after harvesting, the decomposition process begins. On the kitchen counter, their vibrant appearance might last a few days, but beneath the surface, quiet, unnoticed destruction is occurring. These vegetables are far more sensitive to heat, humidity, and air than harder plants. Without adequate refrigeration, their nutritional value, especially folate, vitamin K, and antioxidants like lutein, begins to rapidly degrade. These nutrients are vital. They are essential for normal blood clotting, full brain function, and reliable eye protection. All of this is paramount for healthy aging. Even worse, if leafy vegetables are stored incorrectly, they can become a source of serious danger. At room temperature, especially in a warm kitchen, they quickly wilt. And as they wilt, moisture accumulates within them. This humidity creates an ideal environment for the active proliferation of dangerous microorganisms, such as E. coli or Listeria monocytogenes. These are invisible threats capable of causing severe illness in older adults. Such cases are not uncommon, and seniors are always the most vulnerable. There have been documented outbreaks of infections and even fatalities linked to the consumption of spoiled greens. There's also a less noticeable, but no less harmful, problem. When vegetables spoil, not only are nutrients lost, but they also become unappealing, losing their vibrant color and fresh taste. For older adults who may already face reduced appetite or low energy levels, even a minor deterrent like stale vegetables can have long-term negative consequences. The cost of not refrigerating leafy greens is measured not just in spoiled food. It manifests in days when the body lacks essential elements for normal functioning, in uneaten food, and in a weakened immune system. But the solution to this problem is at hand. Leafy vegetables should be stored in the refrigerator's crisper drawer. Before doing so, it's recommended to wrap them in a paper towel and place them in a storage bag or a container with holes to absorb excess moisture. They should be handled like valuable medicinal herbs, not just a garnish, because that's exactly what they are. 2. Carrots. Carrots might seem like a surprisingly simple vegetable. They're the root vegetable always on hand, eaten raw as a snack, roasted for dinner, or added to soups. For many older adults, they are one of the most well-known and accessible sources of daily nutrition. But beneath their moderate sweetness and crisp texture lies a delicate balance that is easily disrupted. If carrots are stored improperly, especially outside the refrigerator, many of their hidden beneficial properties begin to disappear even before you taste them. Carrots quickly lose moisture at room temperature, becoming soft and wrinkled, losing that pleasant crisp texture that makes them so delicious. However, it's not just the texture that's at risk. Carrots are particularly rich in beta-carotene, a powerful antioxidant that the body converts into vitamin A, which is crucial for clear vision, a strong immune system, and healthy skin. For older adults, whose immunity weakens and vision may decline, vitamin A is vital. It's a pressing bodily need. When carrots are exposed to warm air for extended periods, beta-carotene begins to break down. Along with the bright orange color, the effectiveness of what your body truly needs diminishes. The situation worsens when the skin softens. Carrots become more susceptible to mold, bacteria, and general spoilage, especially in humid climates. A vegetable that once served as protection can now become a source of danger, particularly for older adults who are more vulnerable to foodborne illnesses. Initially, the cost of storing carrots at room temperature might seem insignificant, a slightly soft texture and a barely noticeable color change. But over time, the negative effect becomes more apparent. It's a gradual depletion of familiar nutrients, a missed opportunity to support a body that struggles to maintain vision and reduce inflammation. Perhaps the most painful aspect is the loss of trust in a once reliable product that now causes dissatisfaction, becomes unappetizing, and is easily forgotten. However, there is still time to preserve the benefits of carrots. Storing them in the refrigerator, especially in a ventilated container or a bag with holes, maintains their firmness, nutritional value, and worth. They remain ready to support your health, as nature intended. 3. Broccoli. Broccoli is often called a superfood, and for good reason. It is one of the most nutritious vegetables available. It is rich in fiber, calcium, and, most importantly, the compound sulforaphane, which possesses powerful anti-inflammatory properties, the ability to detoxify the body, and prevent the development of cancer cells. For older adults, broccoli can be a quiet yet reliable health protector, preventing cell damage, reducing joint inflammation, and supporting healthy digestion. The most crucial condition for reaping all these benefits is proper cold storage of broccoli. Despite its robust structure with dense florets and a firm stem, once broccoli is cut, its internal chemistry begins to change rapidly. After leaving the cold environment of the farm or supermarket, temperature and time become the main threats to its nutritional value. If broccoli is stored at room temperature for even 1 or 2 days, it quickly dries out and spoils. The bright green color dulls, turning into a pale, yellowish hue. The vegetable softens, and, most importantly, sulforaphane, the key component for which many people include broccoli in their diet, breaks down. This active component is very sensitive to air and heat, rapidly degrading without proper cooling, depriving broccoli of its most valuable beneficial properties. For older adults, this is not just a loss of nutrients. It is a very personal matter. Broccoli is not just food. It is vital fuel for key body systems such as immunity, bones, digestion, and even the brain. Every day, without the protection of these valuable components, leaves the body deprived of necessary support and more vulnerable to various diseases. The price paid for improper storage follows. The benefits of broccoli left out of the refrigerator for a long time are not limited to just a deterioration in taste and consistency. It becomes bitter, its smell intensifies, and can become quite unpleasant, making one of the most nutritious vegetables unpalatable for older adults, who often have sensitive tastes, digestive issues, or reduced appetites. Due to inadequate nutrition and the loss of important substances, the aspects of health that broccoli is meant to support are significantly weakened. But there's good news. Protecting broccoli doesn't require much effort. Place unwashed broccoli in a loose vegetable bag in the refrigerator. Don't tie the bag too tightly, but keep the vegetable cold. It needs to breathe, and while its natural protection is maintained, use the broccoli within a few days of purchase. With proper storage, broccoli will actively help your body fight ailments, providing it with nutrients, keeping you strong and one step ahead of the subtle processes of aging. Conclusion. In conclusion, it's important to realize that as we age, the small decisions we make every day have a far greater impact on our health than the big ones. Our kitchens and their quiet rituals, the ways we've stored food for decades, often automatically, sometimes these seemingly insignificant habits begin to work against us. What and how we put things in the refrigerator and what we don't is essentially a daily dialogue with your health. The loss of nutrients from improper vegetable storage, the growth of microbes we unintentionally allow to flourish by leaving some foods out of the fridge. All these decisions accumulate. Over time, this affects your ability to think clearly, walk comfortably, maintain a steady heart rhythm, and sleep soundly. As children, many believed the refrigerator was the safest place in the kitchen. Coal was associated with freshness, cleanliness, and safety, but the truth turned out to be more complex. Cold preserves some things while destroying others. Understanding these differences is especially crucial as we age. Your body has changed over the past decades, and there's nothing sad about that. It's worthy of respect. Your body works hard every day to support you. Our minimal duty is to give it the necessary tools, and the first step is how we handle food. So, check your pantry and refrigerator, look at them with fresh eyes. Ask yourself, is this food in the right place, based on knowledge or just the habit of moving what needs to be moved? Discard anything that might be spoiled. Create a system that works for your current body, not your past body. Small adjustments, like ventilating garlic or keeping broccoli crisp, can significantly impact your well-being. Don't keep this information to yourself. Share it with loved ones who might not know why their vegetables always spoil. We don't know who might benefit from a simple improvement in vegetable storage or who might completely avoid illness. The important lesson: everyone has the right to age with dignity, strength, and clarity. Remember, food is not just energy for the body, it's an act of self-care. And no matter your age, your body deserves the best care. Such lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now it's time for your reflections. Think about what new things you've learned. Share this knowledge with others and start applying it in your own life. Let's follow this path of embracing truths together. Your opinion is very important. If you found this information useful, please share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your attention. May your life be filled with joy and everything you desire.